How about that band out there, huh? Sounds good. I don't know if it gets your juices flowing, but I get fired up when they got off the bus, and it's something annually that we're going to continue to do. Brad does a great job with the band, and we'll find out September 2nd what kind of football team we got. But Brad said this. He said this may be one of the best bands we've ever had. So, quote that and tattoo that. But I want to take a minute just to really address our quarterback situation. We've had a long-fought battle from spring ball really through fourth quarter, but through spring ball into camp here, and really got 3 scrimmages. I think most teams around the country with that extra week didn't decide to go 3 scrimmages. But we gave our kids 3 opportunities to go out there really on a game situation with headphones and the whole deal. And it's been a great situation for our quarterbacks. They've gotten a lot of game reps, situational football. It's been really good. A year ago, I think everybody knew who the starting quarterback was. This year, obviously, there's some decisions to make as coaches, and it wasn't an easy one. But Max Brown is going to be our starting quarterback, and we got a lot of confidence in him. We've got a lot of confidence in Ben DiNucci as well. I mean, last year we had 1 guy. This year we have 2 guys that we think can win football games for us, and that's a bonus for this football program. So Max Brown, starting quarterback. And we're excited to move forward with that. So with that, I'll open it up for questions.
How do you guys reveal that to Max and Ben? Did you sit them down, or?
Yeah, Coach Watson, is unbelievable. He sits down with them daily. I mean, if I showed you the scoring sheet with all the daily grades and I could, if I had it in front of me, I could tell you how many passes they threw, how many incompleted, how many were on target, what their accuracy is, the whole deal. I mean, it's a major grading system, and they followed it each day. So myself as well as Coach Watson, Coach Watson obviously sits down with them more than I do, but we've talked probably 2 times throughout with each of the guys, really all the quarterbacks, and just let them know, hey, this is where we are, this is what we need going forward, and I think we got a great situation as far as how they feel about how the camp went and the opportunities going forward. And like I said, Ben's done an incredible job. Max, we feel like maybe can win a little bit faster for us right now.
Yeah. What's separated them?
Just the whole thing. I mean, I think, if I had to sit down with Ben, and I'm not going to get into a bunch of details of what it is, but, I think the experience and just being there before and the little things that you see running that football team on a day-to-day basis is probably it. They both done a nice job throwing the football. They both know the offense, but just the details, the fine details of that guy that's going to go out there and start for us has to be on target.
Has Max really stepped up as a leader in the last couple of weeks?
He has, and I think he'll step up even more, knowing that now this is his job. The offense relies on him, and it's his job, to take this offense forward and move it.
How did Ben take it when you guys sat down? Is he still ready to keep working? And
as I talked to Ben, he took it like a man, and he's awesome. His whole entire family's awesome. He competed. Again, the competition was great for both of them. It made both of them better. Trust me. I mean, you see it out there every day. I mean, Ben, compared to where he was a year ago at this time, it's night and day. It's not the same quarterback that you're going to see during the season. So he's mentally prepared. He's physically prepared. And he said, Coach, I'm going to be the best darn backup that I can be. I will be prepared, because he's 1 snap away from being in there. So he's very mature, obviously very intelligent.
Pat, have you had to streamline the playbook at all to incorporate a new quarterback, or is it as wide and as large as it was for Nate?
It's as wide and as big as it can be, yeah, and maybe bigger. So I'll leave it at that.
Will people recognize your offense this year as similar to that one?
You guys can tell me after September 2nd. I don't know. There's a lot of different things, and there's some good stuff. So it'll be fun to watch.
How is Max in person sort of different from the Max you watched on tape before he transferred here? Have you seen development at all, or is it?
I've seen development. I mean, I think Sean Watson, our quarterback coach, is a phenomenal teacher and educator and developer of quarterbacks. I mean, he's done it throughout his whole career, and I think it's all what you put into that quarterback. But you see maturity on the field out of both those guys. Again, I've seen everybody in that room get better.
How much does Max's experience last year at USC, starting the first 3 games there, factor into all of this, given who you play the first 3 games this season?
I think it's a major factor. I mean, you got a guy that's lined up in big games. I think they opened up at Alabama, which they're pretty good, I think. Then they had Utah, and then I think Utah State, and then they had Stanford, which another premier program. So he's been in that game, and again, he's shown a lot of maturity out here. I'm looking forward to watching him play.
How motivated is he to kind of prove that he's better than the results on the field because of your studio?
Well, I think you'll have an opportunity to talk with him in a second, and Coach Watson. We're going to make them both available. If EJ didn't tell you that already, but you can ask him that question. But I would say there's a major motivation. I mean, I don't think he had to finish his career out on the West Coast like he wanted to, and I think that's his goal, is to to play at the next level. And he's got the ability to do that as well.
You have some young guys in that quarterback room now. You think you've exhausted the graduate transfer quarterback market?
I think I said that a couple weeks ago in the press conference. I sure hope we have. If we all hold together, I think we've done that. We like to keep it within, but we're going to do whatever we have to do to win football games and have the most capable quarterback we can.
Pat, was it early on into him coming here where you saw the buy-in from him and you saw the players also following Max?
Yeah, I think it was a slow follow. I think you always looking like who is this guy? I was a transfer myself, as a freshman, and it's never easy to transfer, and he did it the right way. I mean, he's a class act the entire way through. He never overpowered himself with, hey, I came from USC, I'll be the guy. He just shut his mouth and went to work every day, and that's probably the most respectful thing you can do as a football player. And again, former captain at USC.
Does Max remind you of any quarterbacks that you've been around on teams throughout the years?
You know what? He reminds me a lot of Nathan Peterman. I mean, he really does. I mean, might be a little bit taller, but he's got the same, the same type of quarterback characteristics you look for. He's smooth. You never see him get rattled ever, and that was kind of how Nathan was. Nathan never got rattled. He's that same type of guy.
Was there a point in camp or a scrimmage that really solidified this decision, or was it something that was gradual over time?
I think I think you get evaluated every day on a daily basis. You either do a good job one day, and the next day your boss is after you a little bit, and it's a back and forth thing. I mean, it was a battle. I mean, Ben started off with a bang, I think, and then as the install goes and the experience starts to wear on him, I think it was final scrimmage. If it was after 2 scrimmages, I would have made a decision after 2 scrimmages, me and the offensive staff. But it was after 3 scrimmages, and we kind of knew on Sunday that's what we wanted to do.
What would you say to the people who thought this was inevitable when he came in from USC?
I mean, you have to. I don't know what I'd say. I mean, it was a competition, and I don't think it was a slam dunk at all. I can tell you that because Ben fought, and again, this football team's got a lot of respect for Ben DiNucci. I can tell you that.
That approach you took, I mean, that fostering that competition, do you think that just made Ben a better quarterback?
No doubt about it. It made Ben a better quarterback, and it made Max a better quarterback. I mean, it made them both. I mean, competition is good for everybody. So I don't care what position it is, but it made both of them better because I guarantee you Max felt Ben on his heels.